GearNetwork.com.
Hello, Sanjay. What are you doing? I am using my Gear Network app on my mobile device, my friend. Oh, Gear Network app. What is that? Well, do you listen to Get Ready America? No. Do you listen to Better Life Than Dead? No. Do you listen to Misguided Musings? I do not. No. Well, my friend, they are very good shows and they are on this network. You can download the app by visiting gearnetwork.mobapp.at and download it on your Android device and save it to your home screen on your Apple device. What is Android? That is an operating system. What is Apple? That is another operating system. Oh, but I cannot eat that operating apple? No, you cannot eat that operating apple. However, you can go onto the Gear Network app and shop on the Amazon and have Apple delivered to you. Oh, that is wonderful. Gear Network app. Hooray! This is a Gear Network production.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy, Mr. Perez, and you're listening to the Better Live Than Dead podcast, brought to you exclusively on Gear Network. Listen in.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back for us. Welcome back for you to the Better Live Than Dead podcast. This is episode number 84. I am Ryan Wolf at WolfBLTD on Twitter, joined on the line Mr. Perez at MRLG Perez. Say hi to the people listening to the podcast.
What's up, peoples? Episode, what'd you say, 84?
84.
84. I like it.
Episode straight cash, homie.
No doubt.
Randy Moss.
How you doing tonight, Ryan?
I'm fantastic. How you doing?
Hey, man, I'm good. I just left my parents' house, watched the first half of the Spurs game. My dad got me a Mexican sundae from Abbott's.
I wish I could have ice cream. Sometimes.
I love ice cream. Well, that's technically custard, though. Can you have custard?
I think so.
Yeah, Abbott's is technically frozen custard.
I can't remember the last time I did it, though, so I know I've done it recently, but I can't remember, and I really don't want to risk it.
That's understandable.
I mean, maybe I could take, like, a pill, one of those lactate pills, and then have some.
Right.
But, I mean, I don't want to ruin my evening by having ice cream.
Yeah, no, I understand. And I don't know why, but a Mexican sundae has literally been my favorite sundae my entire life, with chocolate frozen custard. And all it is the ice cream, some whipped cream, a cherry, Spanish peanuts, and hot fudge.
It's funny because you're Puerto Rican. You're Puerto Rican, and your favorite sundae is a Mexican sundae.
That's right. It's kind of weird. But, yeah. Yeah,
now,
I mean, it's been one of my favorites my entire life.
Before we got on the air, we were talking some golf. I ended up golfing on Sunday. It was a lot of fun. I don't know what I shot. Only played 8 holes. My face is burnt. I'm ready for bed. But everything else is fine. Everything else is good. My back might have a lot of sunscreen on. I made sure to buy some good stuff. But I'm a big fan of Twin Hills Golf Course out in Spencerport. I think it's Spencerport. It's technically where it falls, but it's on 104. It's a fantastic place to go spend a few hours and shoot a ball around. I mean, I'm no good at golf. I have a good shot maybe every 10 shots. I have a good shot, 10, 15 shots.
Right.
So I'm nowhere near being good, but I mean, I had a few really good putts, some good chip shots, no good drives. I mean, because the only good drive I had, I hit the ball to the right completely and lost it. So I know my strengths, I know my weaknesses.
My middle game was pretty terrible. I could drive it off the tee a ton, and I could putt not bad, but my driving game was awesome.
It's like my buddy today.
What?
He hit the ball. He can hit the ball like 220 yards, no problem. But then if you put a wedge in his hand, or if you put a putter in his hand, just absolutely hilarious.
Oh yeah, you put a wedge in my hand, and it's probably going to be funny too. Well, this is I'm talking back in the day when I used to play on a regular basis. I had a really good friend who was semi-pro, and so we used to go out and play all the time. And then my best friend, his father actually owned a driving range, and so we used to go and just hit the ball off the tee constantly. The longest drive I've ever done was over 400 yards. And that was with one bounce.
That's ridiculous.
And the crazy part is, it probably would have went farther, but it hit a house.
Ha
I cleared the 350, and then there was another probably 20 yards until a new street had been put in for a track. So I cleared 370, bounced once on the street, and then hit a house, probably another 20 yards away, and then it stopped. So it would have easily gone a lot farther. But like I said, off the tee, I used to be a beast.
I mean, if you were playing against me, you probably could use that to win by a couple strokes. Because I take some time. I take some time getting to the hole, but we had fun. I enjoyed myself. I always do.
But that's really what matters, is that you have fun doing it.
That's what golf's all about, man. Like, I know people dog on golf, but, man, I'll tell you what, like, go out and just shoot a ball around, have some fun with some friends, and just enjoy yourself. It's a good way to spend, especially a Sunday, because, like, Saturday you got stuff to do, you got to get it done, but a good way to spend a Sunday morning is chill, play some golf.
I agree with you.
I mean, this Sunday morning I watched Leicester City almost lose to West Ham United. Leicester City was down to 10 men after Jamie Vardy got a red card for diving in the penalty zone. West Ham was up 2-1, and there were literally 15 seconds left in the game. In stoppage time, it was 90. There were 4 minutes added. It was like 93-45, and the ref called a penalty kick for Leicester, which they tied the game with 15 seconds left, and they salvaged a point from the jaws of defeat of no points. They got a point, and in the title race that they're in, that's huge.
Right.
So next week
the game ended up tied 2-2, right?
What's up?
The game ended up tied 2-2?
Yep.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, Leicester, if Jamie Vardy hadn't gotten a red card, they probably would have won the game. Also, the big news, obviously, Vardy's out next week because he gets the red card. He had 2 yellows, which are automatic red, and that can't be rescinded. So he has to serve a game suspension. So that's difficult for Leicester, but I'm sure they'll be able to do something to make it work. Tottenham, second place, 8 points back. They play, and if they win, I mean, they're 5 points back with 4 games left. So it's tight. Not a lot of room for error, but I mean, we'll see.
Leicester City is pretty. Looking at what the quote unquote professionals are saying, they honestly think that they're going to win.
Yeah, I was hearing today that the odds were 5,000 to 1. The odds were 5,000 to 1 for Leicester City to win the Premier League, and those are the same odds that Bigfoot will be spotted by a human. So that tells you, if that tells you how improbable this season has been. I mean, it's been a lot of fun to watch. It's been very stressful to watch because I am a growing soccer fan, so this has certainly helped my fandom flourish a little. But it's a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun.
That's what matters.
Yeah, it's again like golf. Soccer's been fun. It's the first time I've felt feelings about sports in a while. Was today when I was freaking out about that goal. Usually sports don't do that to me. Sports, I'm indifferent about it. If good or bad, I'm just whatever. But today I was pretty jacked up about it.
Right.
Speaking
man.
of,
You really got into the whole soccer thing, so I understand.
Go hard or go home, man. Give it 100% or give it no percent.
Yeah, I was watching some soccer today. I was at brunch, and where I was sitting, there was 3 TVs right there. So I was watching bowling on one TV, I was watching the Yankees game on the other, and then I had soccer on. So it was just nice, nice little sports afternoon right there.
I just like soccer because it's on year round. I mean, when the Premier League's over, you've got MLS. When MLS is over, the Premier League has started up again.
Right. That's true. And then the owner of the restaurant showed up and moved soccer over to the NASCAR race.
That's not surprising.
No, it wasn't. He likes NASCAR.
I want to talk a little bit more about sports, though. How does that sound? Sound a good idea?
Let's do it, man.
This week, we've got the statistical validation that we've been waiting for all season. The Golden State Warriors are statistically the greatest regular season team in the history of basketball. Now, Lewis, I know you've made your feelings felt about this, but stats don't lie. They're the best regular season team we've ever seen.
They do have the best record ever.
It's like 73-9. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's incredible. It really is. No one thought the 72-10 by the Bulls would be beat. And now the Golden State Warriors have done it. So chances are this record will probably stand for a long time. I mean, you're not going to see a team like these guys who knows how long. I mean, the Spurs, they were incredible this year. They set a record themselves, but Golden State, just within the current set of rules, is just on a whole nother level.
It's one of those situations where they've kind of caught lightning in a bottle. They've got enough young talent that they can keep under contract, and a mixture with enough old talent that wants to win, that knows this is the place to go, that will be willing to take pay cuts. Because, I mean, if you look at the team, Draymond Green, he could be a star on his own team. Klay Thompson could be a star on his own team. Steph Curry, obviously a star on his own team. And you have all three of those guys together on top of the rest of the team that they have. I mean, that's what good drafting and good building and good development can do for a team. You can build a powerhouse like they have, but it's just nuts to see it all come together the way it has.
Yeah, man. I mean, the past 2 seasons has just been incredible for them. It'll be interesting to see if they can maintain it going forward into the next, couple seasons. Because if they can, they're going to set all types of records.
The best part about the record is that the only constant between the Bulls and the Warriors is Steve Kerr. He was a player on the Bulls when they set the record, and now obviously he's the head coach of the Warriors now. That's great.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to be one person and be part of history in that way. Because her name is now affiliated with both teams that set records.
Well, it's great because the one thing he said when the record was broken, he goes, I'm going to say the same thing I said when we set it back with the Bulls. I don't think this record is going to ever be broken.
Right.
Because you have to have a lot go right. You have to have guys staying healthy. I mean, because we've even seen the best basketball players at times be ineffective for 2, 3, 4 games at a time. And this just doesn't happen to this Warriors team. They're just too good.
Yeah, no, these guys are incredible. These guys are really good.
Then we look over to the NBA playoffs where their series started on the 16th of April, and they blew out the Rockets. They blew the doors off the place, 104-78, and that was game one. So they're starting strong, looking like they're ready to make a run towards another Larry O'Brien trophy.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens because Steph Curry jacked up his ankle. So, if he can't play, I don't think they win the championship. If it's just tweaked and he misses a game, I think they'll be fine. But without Steph, I don't think they get another championship.
I mean, they've got enough talent there where they can make something happen, but they definitely need Steph Curry.
Oh, they definitely need Steph. He can hit from anywhere, He's like the heart of that team. But we'll see. Hopefully for them, it's only like a one game type of thing. They can survive losing one game against the Houston Rockets.
Now moving on, I want to look at a couple other things here. First off, let's go back to golf real quick. We had the perfect transition before and we blew it. So I apologize. We haven't talked about the Masters, about Jordan Spieth in specific. Now, he had a fantastic Thursday, a mediocre Friday, a mediocre Saturday, and a mediocre Sunday. So if it wasn't for that Thursday performance, he probably wouldn't have even been in the conversation. But heading on to the back nine of the Masters for the second straight year, Jordan Spieth was looking to be to claim a green jacket, and he quadruple bogeys a hole and falls completely off of the map. Now, what were your thoughts on this? Before I ask any questions, what were your thoughts when you watched this happen? Because I know you probably were either watching it or close by when it did happen.
Oh, I was watching it. My wife was, I think, in the kitchen preparing a meal when I, was like, you got to be kidding me. And then he chunked the ball, put it in the water again, and I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me. You know what? But he's a young guy. If he doesn't let it get in his head, he should be okay. It reminded me a lot of Greg Norman. Greg Norman had one of the most epic Masters meltdowns ever. He was in the lead, lost it kind of like that. But here's what I'll say about Jordan Spieth. I thought he was done. He went from +7 he went from -7 to -1. And he only ended up losing by like 2 strokes. He actually hit like 3 birdies in a row, 4 birdies in a row. So I thought he was going to tie it up. And he missed the birdie putt. He had the par, and that was the end. The other guy was the green jacket. But I think he recovered nicely from that. But it was a collapse of epic proportions when it happened.
I mean, you got to feel for the kid because he was again, he didn't play fantastic at all that tournament. I mean, Thursday, amazing. He had a fantastic first round, but besides that, he was shooting in the 70s. And it's one of those things where you feel for him, but then again, it's kind of, it's the sport. That's how right. Golf can be unpredictable because instead of deciding to lay up, he decided to make the same shot twice. And like you said, Lewis, he put it in the drink again, which just ruined it.
No, he laid up. He laid up on the second shot.
Well, I'm saying that he could have. There are so many different ways he could have played that, and it just didn't work out the way he wanted it to. Now, I saw something on the internet, because the internet is never fails. There was a conspiracy theory that aliens actually caused him to mess his shot up. If you get a moment, listeners in podcast world, also you, Lewis, get a minute, go look up Jordan Spieth Masters aliens, and there is a conspiracy theory that aliens caused Jordan Spieth to put 2 shots in the water and lose the Masters.
Why do aliens care?
There was a gigantic orb that was visible on the actual TV shot when Spieth hit the ball, which is why they think that there may have been some alien interference.
I was watching. I didn't see an orb.
Wait till you watch the video.
Other than the large chunk of turf he took out with his wedge, that was the only orb I saw.
Yeah, he look at. I take out chunks of dirt when I golf, and I don't even take out that big of a chunk of dirt when I golf.
Dude, it was horrible.
Well,
it was bad.
That one shot, he hit the ground, and then it's almost like the grass shot up and hit the ball for him.
Yeah, that's really kind of what happened. I kind of felt like, I'm not going to lie, watching him play on Sunday, I kind of felt like something like that was in the works, because you could tell he was super nervous. Like, he kept backing up from putts, taking his time. He kept, conversing with his caddy. But it wasn't normal. And then he would take forever to make a decision. And whenever you're taking that much time, you're letting the course get in your head. I kind of felt like that was just on its way, like that was going to happen.
I want to see, I know it's a ways away. We got about another year, a little under a year. But I want to see Spieth at the Masters next year and see how he responds. I mean, you get him in the next major tournament and he could go out and win it and we'll know we'll be fine. But I want to see if Augusta has gotten in his head or if he's had a bad day.
It'll be interesting to see, because I know the weather was a little different this year than it normally is, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he can recover from that at Augusta. Now, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I think, I mean, like I said, it's not something where he was playing a tournament of a lifetime. He wasn't playing that good. So, I mean,
no, he wasn't.
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, the guy who won the Masters was playing a round of a lifetime. And sometimes that's all it takes.
Yeah, he played pretty good.
Sometimes that's all it takes.
I mean, he got a lot of assistance when Jordan Spieth melted down like that, but he was playing good. It helps when you're like 3 back and all of a sudden the guy in the lead is all of a sudden 3 behind you.
Yeah, it's always nice when you find out real fast, oh, hey, here's the leader, because that guy just shot a 7 on a 3 or a 4. You shot a 7 on a 3, sorry. Quadruple is 3. Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, but it wasn't as bad as the first day.
Ernie Els?
Dude, Ernie Els, bro. 7 putted from a 1.5 feet out. That was crazy.
I don't know how. I can figure it out, but I don't know how you screw that up that bad.
Especially when you're on that level of competition, and it's Ernie Els. I mean, he's a great golfer, and you were literally within 3 feet, and you 7 putted.
I did that. I did do that today. I had a putt today from about, I want to say 15 yards out, and I read the lie perfectly, and I shot it, and it rolled over the hole, popped out, and I ended up 4-putting.
That's even rougher when it pops out. On the last day, though, one of the fun things that they had going on, there was 3 dudes that hit a hole-in-one on one hole.
That was amazing. Yeah, that was a lot of fun to watch, especially the one Louis Oosthuizen where he hit the ball and it bounced off another guy's ball and went in.
Now,
That's
go ahead.
That's just absolutely fantastic.
No, it really was. Now, here's the kicker about that. I thought the other ball was going to go in the hole also.
Me too.
The rule specifies that if the ball knocks your ball in the hole, you have to take your ball out and place it where it was previously.
Ha ha ha. That's horrible.
Yeah, I would have felt bad for that guy. But it set him up with a really easy putt. He was only like 5 inches off the cup by the time the ball stopped.
Just got to make golf great again, that's all.
Yeah, well, I like the current.
I enjoy watching golf.
I do too.
I enjoy playing golf as well. Especially today, I was dressed up all black. I look like a hitman. It was pretty cool.
That's nice. Well, as I continue to lose weight, when I get down a little bit, I'll probably go back out to the golf course and start hitting the ball around. I miss playing golf. I used to really like it.
It's a lot of fun, man. As you know, it's a lot of fun. Real quick news. We've talked about it the past couple weeks, but we've got official word. The first New York State UFC event will take place at Madison Square Garden on November 12th. And Ronda Rousey has already thrown her hat in the ring, saying she wants to be on the card. That card in November is going to be goddamn ridiculous.
Do they have a partial card yet?
Not yet. They're still working on it. But with it being Madison Square Garden, you got to figure the main card will probably be 5 main events.
Oh, yeah, easily.
And why not?
It's going to be ridiculous. It's going to be ridiculous.
You won't have 5 title defenses, but 5 main event fights will likely happen. There's rumors of Georges St. Pierre returning. I know John Jones wants to fight. We had rumors before of if the UFC was legal, if mixed martial arts were legalized by April of this year. We're talking if this was. When they were trying to legalize it a couple months ago, they said that they were going to do John Jones, Chris Weidman at Madison Square Garden in April because they're both from the state of New York. But obviously that didn't happen. So maybe that's a fight we get because John Jones has said he wants to move up to heavyweight. And Chris Weidman, I know. Or they want to do a catchweight fight. I'm sorry. John Jones wants to move up to heavyweight, but they wanted to do Weidman and Jones wanted to do a catchweight fight. I'm going the wrong direction here. But that would be fantastic. So something like that. I want a phenomenal card. And that's the cool thing now, too, is that whenever they fight at Madison Square Garden, because of the nostalgia of it being, the weight of it being Madison Square Garden, they're going to want to do something fantastic. So you know what? As UFC fans, we win.
Yeah, that's a true story. That is a true story. That card is going to be disgusting.
Plus, sometime soon, we'll probably have John Jones fighting at Blue Cross Arena.
That'd be awesome.
Because he said he wants to. That's all. There's nothing more to it than that. Yeah, there's nothing more to it than that.
That'll pack that place out.
Oh, absolutely. Big news this week. Biggest football news we've seen in a while. Out of the National Football League. The Tennessee Titans collect a fool's ransom from the Los Angeles Rams in exchange for the first overall pick. Now, Lewis, if you were the GM of the Los Angeles Rams, who are you taking at 1?
Oh, man. I don't know. Tell you what, give me a week and I'll give you an answer.
That's fair. I already have an answer because I'm prepared. I also know the question. I also know what we're going to talk about before you do, so that's also fair. There are two quarterbacks out there right now. One from North Dakota State, which is Carson Wentz. Another from Cal, Jared Goff. Now, I believe that the Rams are going to go Wentz right now. That seems to be the hot topic. He seems to be the flavor of the week right now. I mean, he's boomed up the draft boards. Goff has always been really high, but Wentz has jumped up quick. A lot of people are comparing him to like Joe Flacco, which, better or worse, you'll take it. But the Rams need a franchise quarterback, and they spent a ton in picks to get up there. And this is a move where the Titans don't need to draft one because they can move back and get a tackle that they need at 15, or if they decide to move up, package more picks and move up, they can also do that. But it's certainly something that the Titans made out like bandits. It's funny because a lot of people said, hey, the Rams made off like bandits with the Robert Griffin III trade, and now the Rams are doing the same exact thing that Washington did years ago by just throwing a large amount of very, very, very useful picks at a problem. And, I mean, maybe Wentz or Goff is the guy, but there's also a very good chance that they're not. And this will set the Rams back quite a while if they screw this up.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if the Rams will take QB first. I feel like they need to build up the rest of the team before they get, real top-notch QB. I think their QB situation right now is serviceable until they start building up other positions. But, I mean, you're right. I mean, QB, there's definitely some attractive QBs out there. I just don't know if I can see them taking one first.
You have to think that they moved up, obviously knowing, because they're teasing everybody, saying that they're not too sure who they want to take at one right now, but we all know they better have a good goddamn idea of who they want at one if they're going to spend that kind of money to get up there.
I can see them taking something to shore up like their offensive line or maybe their running game. I don't know. I feel like taking QBs that high, there is some knocks on both Goff and Wentz, but they're also, really good quarterbacks. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Well, remember too that they've got Todd Gurley in the backfield. I mean, there's I believe Joey Bosa from Ohio State is defensive end, and you've got Laramie Tunsil from I want to say Ole Miss at the top of the board. But I don't think you're trading up in a quarterback-driven league where quarterbacks win you football games and quarterbacks win you championships because the game is tailored around quarterback play. I don't think you move up 14 spots to draft an offensive tackle or a defensive end.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
especially when Case Keenum is your starting quarterback right now.
Right. That's true. I mean, so maybe they are going to take Wentz. Maybe they might take Goff. Joey Bosa, I don't think he's going to go number 1 or 2. I think I can see him going to either the Chargers or the Cowboys at 3 or 4.
Well, there's a lot of talk that if sorry, my phone just was doing some weird stuff. If the Rams take Wentz or Goff at 1, the Browns will likely take the other guy at 2, which leaves a large amount of talented athletes still available for the rest of the field. Now, I know the Cowboys are interested in, I believe, Goff. I mean, whoever's available, if there's a quarterback available at 4, Dallas will probably take him. Which, do you blame him? I mean, I certainly don't. But
it depends on what happens before the draft.
Well, there's certainly so much more that can be done, like you said, but at some point in time, and again, we've got a few weeks till the draft, but at some point in time, you have to just bite the bullet and maybe say, look, we need a wide receiver, but we're at 5 and we can improve our offensive line, or we're at 5 and we can get an elite pass rusher, or we're at 5 we can get a quarterback in the future. Like, that might be worth it.
Yeah, I mean, if one of them is around by the time the Cowboys pick, maybe, you know. But like I said, we got a couple weeks, and there's a lot of rumors out there. You know, I was just reading something the other day that says that Kaepernick might be going to the Cowboys.
I'm pretty sure from what I read that Colin Kaepernick to the Broncos is all but done, contingent on the 49ers drafting a quarterback. Because Kaepernick was in Denver's facilities. And again, why would you allow a rival, or not even a rival, I guess just an opponent in your facility if he wasn't going to become a member of your team? I mean, there's some logic behind that. But again, it seems like a lot of posturing, and it almost seems like the relationship the ship has sailed too far for San Francisco to pull back and deport and say, look, we want to keep you. Because clearly that's a bunch of BS. We all know that.
Well, you know, all right, then I'll say that if they do take the QB, they're probably going to go with Wentz over Goff.
He seems like the safer bet. I mean, Goff certainly is a talent at quarterback, but it seems like Goff it seems like Wentz might just be the guy who long term is a safer bet, and I think that's kind of what, you know, Los Angeles is looking for at this point.
It'll be an interesting draft for sure, because I mean, they gave up a lot to get that first pick.
Well, the drafts are always interesting for sure, because you've got there's rumors going around that the Eagles are hot on Ezekiel Elliott, but Ezekiel Elliott may not make it past Dallas at 4. But if he does he fall to the Philadelphia Eagles? Does someone else come in and swoop him up? Is it all a smokescreen? That's why drafting can be so much fun.
You don't think the Eagles will take someone like Ronnie Stanley?
I think if Elliott's available for the Eagles, they're going to take him.
Okay.
But we'll talk more about that as. Oh, what was that?
I think I can see the Eagles taking a nice offensive tackle, or they do need a running back, though. You know, they definitely need a good running back, so Ezekiel Elliott could work in that system if he's there.
Well, there's a possibility, too, that a guy like Ryan Matthews in Philadelphia could go to Dallas. They could trade him to Dallas, which would gum up that position for Dallas so they don't go out and draft Ezekiel Elliott, and then Ezekiel Elliott falls to 8 to the Eagles. I mean, it's all a big chess game at this point. But one more thing before we move over to baseball. Men's college basketball national championship game. Holy hell and a half.
That was an awesome game.
The last second shot for North Carolina to tie it on an improbable, whatever that was, of a shot, and then Villanova wins it at the buzzer with, again, another improbable shot, but absolute nails.
Yeah, dude, because, I mean, that guy that went up for North Carolina, he had to double pump it because there was a guy in his face. You know, his legs weren't set. He just chucked it up, and it went in. You know, 4.7 seconds left. You're thinking it's going to go to overtime. But, nope. They came down to court, gave it up. Dude drained it. It was a heck of a shot.
It was amazing. That end of that game was amazing.
No, it was a great game. If you guys missed it, if the people listening missed it, that's too bad. I would try to find it on YouTube or something because it was an awesome game. It was a tremendous game.
So now the last thing.
It was back and forth for a while too.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It was like I said, it was a very fun game to watch, and then the ending was just exceeded expectations.
I agree.
Last thing I want to talk about before we call it quits here, on a little bit shorter of a podcast.
You know what? Real quick, though, we talked about the national men's game. Let me send some props real quick to Connecticut on winning their 4th national championship in a row for the women's.
Yeah, they dominate, man. They are just. I don't even think domination is the right word.
I want to give it up to Syracuse, who came in second. You know, they actually made a run during that game, got it within 17, which was probably the closest anyone had ever been to Carolina in the last season.
Connecticut.
Yeah, that's what I'm at, Connecticut. Forced, how do you pronounce his last name?
Ariema.
Forced him to take a timeout, which was like the first timeout they had taken all tournament. So good job, Syracuse, for getting to the women's national championship game. You lost, but that's okay. Connecticut is just on a whole other level. And congrats to them those 3 starters going 1, 2, and 3 in the WNBA draft.
Yeah, that's also very impressive. But, I mean, the level of talent that Connecticut team has had, I mean, it's just how they keep doing it is crazy.
Yeah, I agree. So I'm sorry. Baseball.
You're okay. Last thing before we call quits here on the podcast, we're going to look over the baseball standings and talk a little bit about surprises and not so surprises. So first off, let's start off in the National League. Now, right now, the Dodgers and Giants are playing. Dodgers are up 3-1 as of recording time here. So keep that in mind when we talk about the standings. But right now, it's a 3-way tie. Colorado 7-5, Los Angeles 7-5, and the Giants 7-5. Arizona 5-8, San Diego 4-9. That seems. I mean, aside from Colorado, it seems about right for what I expected, and I'm sure what you expected as well. Again, we're only 12 games into the season, but things seem to be going in the right direction for every team that, like I said, we thought it was going to be that way, and it is that way. So we'll keep an eye on that one, but. We'll talk about individual players in a second. We're just going to talk about teams really quick. Chicago's off to a 9-3 start. 2-game lead over the Cardinals in the Central. 2.5 over Pittsburgh. National League East. The Washington Nationals. 9-2 to start the season. Already have a 4-game lead over second place, which is surprising to the Philadelphia Phillies, who are 6-7 right now. The Mets, the defending NL champions, 3-7 to start the season. Not very good at all for them. They've lost 4 straight. Moving over to the West in the American League.
I thought the Mets were 5-6.
Oh, sorry, I read the wrong thing. Mets 5-6.
Miami's
Good call. I
3-7.
read Miami. I'm all mixed up. I can't read. Thank you.
No problem.
Mets 5-6. Miami 3-7. Disregard everything I just said. I'm an idiot and can't read.
Still kind of surprising though that the Mets are 5-6.
I would expect them to be a little better, but again, it's early. So I mean, you got to take a little time to think and click. And
I mean, it's early. Colorado's
baseball right now is you can just say, hey, guess what? It's early.
Right, because
but at this point,
like you said, in the West, you got Colorado, Dodgers, and the Giants all in a 3-way tie at 7-5.
Yeah, I mean, you don't expect the Mets to play .455 baseball all season. Just like you're not going to expect the Colorado Rockies to play .583 baseball all season, or Washington to play .818 baseball all season. Moving over to the American League West, Texas 7-6 has a 1-game lead over the 6-7 Athletics. Surprise here, Houston is last right now. 5-8 to start the season. Very, very slow, certainly with how they played last year, but maybe that'll kick in gear. AL Central, The White Sox are off to a hot start. They've played some easy teams, but they're off to a hot start, 8-4. Kansas City, no surprise, 8-4 as well. Detroit, 7-4. Minnesota, 3-9. Disappointing to see them start off so poorly after they started out 0-8 or 0-9, I think it was. Yeah, they started off 0-9 and they've won 3 straight, but a team with a lot of potential that we thought maybe they could make a run for the wild card this season, and so far they've just come up flat.
Yeah, they've been terrible so far.
Now moving over to the American League East. Surprisingly, the Baltimore Orioles are 8-3 to start off the year. Boston Red Sox are second at 6-5. Toronto 6-7. New York 5-6. Tampa 5-7. For the most part, it was expected this division would be very, very, very tight all year. So to see it start off so tight, not surprising at all.
Did Baltimore start like 6-0, 7-0?
6-0 or 7-0, yeah.
That's impressive. I think I could be wrong, but I think they're currently undefeated at home.
They could be.
Which is, pretty cool. I wasn't expecting Baltimore to start this hot.
No, not at all. In 11 games...
What was I expecting? Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Well, I was just going to move over to singular stats right now, so we can talk about that.
Okay.
What were you not expecting?
I wasn't expecting the White Sox to be 8-4.
No, me neither, but they played a couple easy teams. So, again, it's when they get actual competition, it'll be interesting to see what they do, but so far, so good for them. Right now, Daniel Murphy in 11 games leads all of baseball with a .432 average, which is, he's a decent player, but that's well above his career. Looking over at second, Jeremy Hazelbaker. Now, for Boston Red Sox fans, that name sounds familiar. He was a 4th-round pick by the Red Sox, 2009, ends up in St. Louis, and he's batting .394 to start off the year. Now, big story out of Colorado, probably part of the reason why they're so hot right now. Rookie sensation Trevor Story, who was a first-round pick in 2011 by the Colorado Rockies. He's batting .294, 7 home runs so far this season. He's playing in place of Jose Reyes, who is currently being investigated by Major League Baseball for domestic abuse allegations. Then you look second on the list, Nolan Arenado, who last year hit 42 home runs, already has 6 this season. So he's certainly developing into quite the baseball player, and he's bringing it back the second straight year. It's age 25 season, fantastic. And then you've got Bryce Harper, who is batting .359 with 6 home runs, 15 RBIs right now. Absolutely fantastic. And not to mention, he just hit his 100th career home run, which was a grand slam. Also, very fantastic. The first ever Major League Baseball player in history to have his 100th home run be his first ever grand slam. You're kind of picking your spots there with that one, but I'll take it.
Oh, yeah, Bryce Harper looks like a man on a mission. The way he's been playing.
He's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
Moving over to pitching right now. Just looking here real quick. Not surprising to see the names up atop the winning leaderboard. Jake Arrieta, 3 wins. Johnny Cueto, 3 wins. Chris Sale, 3 victories. Not too surprising there. Jonathan Papelbon, Wade Davis, and David Robertson all have 5 saves to start off the year. Robertson comes with the territory, ex-New York Yankee pitcher. Kind of comes with the territory. Papelbon starting off hot, which is not too surprising. He's got a 4.76 ERA and 5 2/3 innings, I should say. But he's headed for. It looks like another good season.
Yeah, no, it definitely does.
The one guy I want to talk about real fast, I'm not sure if you've caught any Red Sox games, but Craig Kimbrell. Right now he's got a 4.5 ERA. He's 0-1. He gave up a 3-run shot to Chris Davis a couple days ago. But he has, I believe it's, 4 saves right now and 12 strikeouts in 6 innings. And I was buying the hype before he came to Boston, but watching him throw 99-mile-an-hour fastball with ease and then dump it down to an 88 or 89-mile-an-hour slider or a changeup or whatever it may be to change the level and just throw hitters off, it's baffling to me to watch.
Yeah, I saw him the other day. He put one in there like 98, and then he dropped it down to like 84, and that was just, what can you do? You can't hit that. You don't know what's coming.
Exactly. Because it looks, coming out of the hand, it looks like a fastball, and then it just dies.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, people are just whiffing on those balls. So, yeah, I mean, he's looking real nice.
But nothing too crazy so far in the baseball season. As crazier things happen, we'll be able to talk more about it. But I mean, for me, nothing has really stood out. Everything's been kind of as predicted, as scheduled.
Yeah, but like you said, we're like 15 games into a 180 some odd game season, so plenty of times for people to make their moves.
Plenty of times for teams to screw up and make boneheaded moves that we can subsequently make fun of.
Absolutely. That'll happen.
Oh, I'm well aware that will happen. Looking over at hockey real fast. Right now, Florida and the Islanders 3-3 late in the third. Series is tied there 1-1 this afternoon. The Blues beat the Blackhawks 3-2. St. Louis leads that series, 2-1. Detroit blanks the Lightning 2-0. Lightning lead that series 2-1. On Monday, we get the Capitals looking to take a 3-0 lead against the Philadelphia Flyers. We see the Dallas Stars looking to take a 2-0 lead on the Minnesota Wild, or a 3-0 lead on the Minnesota Wild. And the San Jose Sharks look to enter the Twilight Zone again. And they look to take a 3-0 lead on the Los Angeles Kings, which some people may remember. That series was 3-0. And then a couple years ago, then the Sharks lost 4 straight games. Pittsburgh and the Rangers are tied 1-1. That series is tied 1-1. And at 10:30, right now, really, Nashville, Anaheim face off. The Predators lead that series 1-0. So, again, same with hockey goes with baseball right now. Nothing too crazy. Everything seems to be kind of playing out as we expected. Florida and New York Islanders series is been a little high scoring because I don't know if it's bad defensive play or good offensive play. I'm going to kind of lean towards bad defense, but it's been, the playoffs have been the playoffs, and that's, I am biased when I say this, I think, but I am very confident when I say that the National Hockey League playoffs are the best playoff series in all of sports.
They can be very exciting. I don't, you're very biased towards hockey, which is understandable. They are fun playoff series. I don't know. I don't know if they're maybe.
I mean, the rivalry, the hatred, the blood boiling over the just being able to play the same team at least 4 times in a short period of time. Did I see something today where the Flyers goalie let a goal eke in from like 100 feet out? 101 feet out, yeah. Dude, what were you paying attention to? Just took his eye off of the just concentration was broke, that's all. That's terrible. Very embarrassing. I saw the look on the coach's face. I was like, oh, he's not happy. Which is understandable. I wouldn't be happy either. It's understandable because I probably would do the same thing. I'd probably let in the same stupid-ass goal. I'm just being straight up with you. Yeah, but you're not a professional goalkeeper. Goaltender. No, I'm not. Yeah, you're right. But I would still do it. Don't get me wrong. I probably would too. Now we got to try it. We got to try this now. We got to see if someone can take shots at us from 100 feet out and see if we can stop them.
I think we should try.
A BLTD TV exclusive.
Right.
Lewis and Ryan try to play goal.
Yeah, because just getting me on ice skates is going to be hilarious.
I've skated, never with gear on, so I'm sure it's probably a lot more fun.
Dude, I haven't skated like in 25 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, you're really old now, so that was a long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, right. 42 is not quite really old.
I just took a shot there.
No, it's all good. I understand. You hope to look this good when you're 42.
I agree.
No one guesses 42 when they meet me.
I never would have.
Which is cool. I can live with that. Yeah, man, 43 in June. It's kind of crazy.
Are you going to have a big birthday party?
Probably not.
With like clowns and shit?
Yeah, no. No. I don't think I've ever had a clown at my birthday party. I mean, I've had some people at birthday parties who've acted like clowns.
Ah.
But never had an actual clown.
That's fair.
Yes. I know people that are terrified of clowns.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of them.
Yeah, I don't, they don't bother me. It is what it is. Grown person wants to throw some really weird makeup on their face and make animal balloons. More power to you.
And hang out with kids all the time like you fucking weirdo.
Yeah, it is what it is. Oh, well.
Yeah, I think that's been the podcast. I mean, I don't have much else to talk about. Sports were kind of past couple weeks.
Let me ask you a question. Did you watch any of the last night of NBA?
I watched the Warriors game.
Okay. I was watching the Warriors game.
Oh, you know what? You just reminded me. We almost missed this. And I apologize. Kobe Bryant's last game ever. Are you impressed that he scored 60 points?
Yes and no.
Let me throw my hot take out there real quick.
Go ahead.
I know I asked you. I apologize. I should have just made my statement and then asked you. But
it's all good. This is what I wanted to talk about anyway.
Well, I fell asleep and woke up, checked my phone, saw Kobe scored 60. So I go on my score app. It says K Bryant 60 points. And I said, wow, that's awesome. Excuse me. And then I scroll over and I go, how many shots did he take?
50.
He scored 60 points on 50 shots. I think I could do that.
But, yes, probably. But, I kind of feel like it was Kobe's last game. They were going to let Kobe do that. Shaquille O'Neal kind of goaded him into it. He was back in the locker room like, so Kobe, you going to give me 50? You going to give me 50? Like, he was kind of goading Kobe. And so Kobe went out there, and he put up 50 shots, and he scored 60 points. But here's the crazy part. In the last probably 8 minutes of the game, maybe 10 minutes of the game, Kobe kind of went into old Kobe. He scored like 14 of the last points for the Lakers and didn't miss a shot. He actually looked really good in the last 8 minutes, which, good for you, Kobe. You went out on a big 60 point. That's a great way to end your career. if people liked you, if people didn't like you, that's a great way to end your career. But like you said, he put up 50 shots. That's a couple of shots.
And let me just get his career statistic popped up here real fast, because I believe with the 60-point night, let's just get the stats up here. Yeah, with the 60-point night, Kobe Bryant retires 1,346 games, 25.0 points per game.
Not a bad statistic right there.
Exactly 25 points a game. That's pretty good. In 1,300 games.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
No, I mean, even if you think the guy is a scumbag, you got to give him some props for that.
Which he totally is. I mean, he's a terrible person, but one of the greatest that basketball will ever see.
He is one of the greatest that basketball will ever see.
Lewis, you know me by now. I pull no punches. I'll call it how I see it. If I think the guy's a piece of crap, I'll tell you he's a piece of crap. I don't care.
I completely understand.
Good.
I've never been a big Kobe guy. I've never been big on Kobe. I think he was an incredible talent. And, I don't think that could be denied. Could he have been a better human being? Yeah, probably. But we all can be better human beings. So. But he had a storied career. He was a Hall of Famer. He won 5 titles. I think he got 1 MVP, 4 MVPs, something like that. I think he got 1 MVP.
I don't even know, honestly.
I don't know, but I mean, and the sad part is though, he always wanted to get to 6 like Jordan's got. And if you had to kick Shaquille O'Neal out of L.A., you probably would have 6, possibly 7. But he was young, his ego was got in the way, and he forced someone out.
Not to mention, I think with him too, his ego got in the way, as you said. But in terms of, I think his ego got in the way in terms of he wanted to prove he wasn't all Shaq.
Right.
And that really ate away at him. And that probably cost him a couple championships, like you said.
Absolutely. I mean, I think he won another 2, and I know Shaquille won another 1. But you probably could have had more. Yeah.
I don't disagree. I do not disagree one bit.
You ever watch those 30 for 30s?
I saw they came out with a new one on Shaq and the Magic. I have not seen it yet, but I do want to see it.
There was a really good 30 for 30. I would recommend checking it out.
Oh, I will. Once it's on Netflix, I'll check it out. No worries.
Yeah, it was really good. I sat there and watched it. It was very entertaining, and the story behind everything that happened was really cool. Definitely check it out.
I will, and I'll report back.
Shaquille made some very good points during it, and it was very enlightening.
Usually documentaries are the best when you can learn something from them.
Yeah, I agree.
It is what it is, But it's been real. It's been good. I've enjoyed the podcast. I know it's been first time couple weeks, but
yeah, good to get one out there.
I didn't get one out there, and maybe sometime here soon we can meet back up and we can podcast in person again, even if without a camera, with just a microphone, whatever. So we will we'll get on that for sure. But
yeah, I'm down.
This has been BLTD84. I am Ryan Wolf at WolfBLTD on Twitter. Check out BLTDsports.com, at BLTD Sports on Twitter, Facebook.com/BLTD Podcast. On the line, as usual, Mr. Perez at MRLG Perez. And last but not least, I want to tell you all, we are better live than dead.
You're not.
We'll catch you same time, same place next week, my friends. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good one.
Peace.
The preceding presentation has been brought to you by the Gear Network. Hey, Don, how's it going?
Living the dream. I'm actually just getting ready to do this commercial.
Oh, you mean the commercial where I tell our listeners to tune into Gear Network every week to listen to our show, Get Ready America, that one?
Yeah, John, that's the one.
They can also listen to us talk about news, sports, whatever's on our minds, that.
And a little what's on our listeners' minds, but they're just too nice to say it.
Well, that, Dawn, is a real humdinger.
Humdinger.
Come join us this and every week for Get Ready America exclusively on the Gear Radio Network.
And the Gear Network app.